Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Yahweh being the true and powerful mighty name of who the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, or Yahweh. Ba'ashem means in the name. Yahushua being the true and powerful mighty name of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, or Yeshua. And the HaKadosh is the Holy Spirit in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned the 100% truth of the Bible from. Peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect. To you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And much love and respect unto you brothers pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth, risking your lives and freedom. May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua continue to bless you and your households. I'm the brother you want to come back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, it is edifying. And pretty much just going to be going into, the benefits of trusting in the Lord and the consequences of trusting in man. Okay, so I want to open up with Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh. And those rebellious children that he's talking about is talking about the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. And you also have the Israelite foreigners who are likened unto the speckled bird, who look like the heathen nations, but their bloodline and lineage goes back unto Jacob. All right? If you can receive this truth, 9 times out of 10, you're a Hebrew Israelite, no matter how you look on the outward. Okay, we judge by the spirit, not by the outward appearances. Okay, so woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. And that's right. Okay, because these people are, taking counsel, but not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay, because how do the men of the Lord take counsel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? We either pray to him or we go to the scriptures, and we go with remove how the scriptures tells us how to move, because a lot of the scriptures are just instructions of how we should move in our captivity and in our day-to-day. Okay, verse 2, they walked to go down into Egypt. Okay, in Egypt, going into the house of bondage. Okay, but America is spiritually Egypt. Okay, this is the land where our dead bodies are in the streets, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Okay, we're just talking about America. And have not asked it in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. And the modern day Pharaoh is going into your president and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, and they're going into the government. All right. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. All right. A lot of people are going to be let down by the government for trusting in the government. Okay, because they're not putting their trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to come through each and every time on his time. Okay, but the government, they're going to be wishy-washy. They're going to be flaky. All right, they don't have your people. You don't have you Israelites' best interests at heart. The only thing they have in mind is how to destroy you. Okay, this is the book of Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 19. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble. Okay, and our people are, we're in the beginning stages of trouble, and their trouble being Jacob's trouble. Okay, so having confidence in an unfaithful man, namely Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, but mainly, these heathens, the rest of the heathens too. Okay, and our people. Okay, confidence in an unfaithful man in a time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. All right, and both of those are pretty much painful, man. Okay, so that's what it, is. This is a metaphor here, because the Bible is full of metaphors and parables and dark sayings, but it goes right over people's heads a lot of the time, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua didn't open their eyes up to the truth to receive it. Okay, they're blinded. Okay, so imagine trying to walk with a foot out of joint. It's going to be very difficult and painful. That's how it is to put your confidence in an unfaithful man in a time of trouble. Okay, you're not going to get any help. All right, point blank period. Let's go to the back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 36, and verse 6. Okay. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is the Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Okay, so this is another metaphor that's being spoken here. Okay, trusting in, Egypt or Pharaoh, okay, which is your president, or pretty much you can liken it to the government. It's going to be like you getting pierced through your hand. Another painful event. Okay, just pretty much he's letting you know you're going to get let down by trusting in these people. Okay. And the scriptures also tell you, because all these heathens are our enemy. And the scriptures tells us, this is Sirach, also known as the book of Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy. Never trust thy enemy. Not sometimes, not all the time, but never, not at all. And you know what? Just because people are slow, let's look up that word never. Never.
Never.
At no time in the past or future, and you can liken it to the present even, on no occasion, not ever, not at all. Okay? So we are not at all to trust our enemies. Okay? For like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and grow crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Okay, and that's when they're saying as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, this should be made clear to you that these people, okay, wickedness can't be wiped away. Okay. If iron starts to rust, you can get sandpaper, you can sand it down or whatever. That rust is going to come back. So is these devils, okay? They may act good or, come off as good or whatever, but they have ulterior motives. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Okay, and that's what happened. All right, when these devils took us down, they took our place. And now they're in our land masquerading around as us. All right, continue on. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who shall pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Or such as come nigh as wild beasts. Okay, like them snake charmers sitting there playing the flute. Who's going to feel sorry for him if he get bitten by that serpent? Okay? Or who feels sorry for them, especially Edomites, that go out in the wild and try to, be out in the wild and they get, and they messing with wild beasts. Who gonna feel sorry for them? They shouldn't have been messing with the wild beasts in the first place. Okay? That's how it's gonna be for people that's trusting in an enemy. Okay, the elect men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and women are not gonna feel bad for you people when y'all get let down and y'all get destroyed for trusting in these damn people. All right? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity. For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Okay? Like this going back to the whole ulterior motive thing that I mentioned a couple of minutes ago. They come, with nice words, with gifts and all that. We should know now that a gift destroys the heart. Okay? They come with these gifts, these benefits and all that, but it's ultimately to destroy you. Okay? A good example is Section 8. Okay? They give it to, the women, mainly the Israelite woman, the black and Hispanic, Native American women. They give them the Section 8, but they can't have a man in the house, though. That's them causing that division. All right? Verse 16, the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, his mind, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. And that's right. These people are not going to be satisfied with our blood until they pretty much eradicate the whole nation of Israel. But, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai said that it's not going to be able to happen. Okay? The nation of Israel is like the sand of the sea. Okay? We can't be eradicated because it's written. Okay? And Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai so cold, he got some Israelites that look like the heathen nations. So if if Esau Edom was to, take out all the Israelites, that look like Israelites, there's still some that look like other nations, okay, that he probably doesn't know about. All right? So from there, let's hit the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. All right? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Okay, that's going back to an enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagines how to throw thee into a pit. Okay, so that's how these people are. This is the consequences of trusting in man. They come with them sweet words, but like I said, they're gonna have ulterior motives. Okay, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Like I said, they set in the stage to destroy really the nation of Israel, okay? Because they're trying to get their agenda out, okay? So, pretty much saying here, it's not good to trust in man. It's your best bet to put your trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 118 and verse 8. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in man. It's better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in princes. Okay, so it's better to trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua than to put your trust in a mere man. Okay, now if it's a man that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua set up, it's all right to trust them because, like our elder apostles always tell us, don't believe us for what we say. Go look it up and do the research yourself. That's why, I love my teachers because, they don't just tell their congregation to blindly follow them. They have you to go look it up yourself. That way, you'll know for sure that it's true and you're just not believing the words of a man. All right? And then, your governments, man, like I said, they don't have the people's best interests at heart. They're trying to fill their own belly. They're trying to get their agenda across, okay, the NWO. So let's hit Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5. Thus said Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yahweh. Okay? So Yahweh Bashim Al-Saf said, those that's putting their trust in man, pretty much unrighteous men, okay, you got to be able to discern, you're cursed, okay? You're going to be set up for destruction, all right? Verse 6, for he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabit it. So pretty much you're going to be a dehydrated, thirsty person in the middle of the desert, all right? And no good can come from that. All right, unless Yahweh Bashim Yahushua have mercy on you, but that's likely to happen. All right. So verse 7, blessed is the man that trusted in Yahweh and whose hope Yahweh is. All right, so Yahweh said those that trust in him are blessed. Okay. Verse 8, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when the heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. Okay, so those that trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is like a tree that's planted next to like the waters, the river. Okay? It's continual nourishment to that tree versus a tree that's planted somewhere in the middle of the city. All right, it has to depend on the rainwater to get its nutrients and nourishment. Okay, and then when the drought comes, okay, if that river is not dried up, that tree by the river is still getting watered, still getting nourished. All right, but the tree in the city, is dying for the lack of rain. Okay, so it's best to put your trust in Yahweh Hashem Shai. Point blank. Period. Back to the book of Psalms, chapter 40 and verse 4. Blessed is that man that maketh Yahweh his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. Okay? So when you put your trust in Yahweh Hashem Shai, you're blessed. Okay? Because the proud represents, men. All right? Whether it be your government or just, an unfaithful man, they're gonna turn you aside to lies. But we know that Yahweh Hashem Shai is not a man that he should lie. So all the words in these scriptures are faithful and true, and we put our trust in them, the hopeful elect. Okay. So let me go ahead and wrap and close out. This is Psalms chapter 62 and verse 8. Trust in him at all times. That him is talking about Yahweh Hashem Shai. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before him. The Most High is a refuge for us, Salah. The refuge is pretty much going into a safe, somewhere safe, a safe haven. Yahweh Hashem Shai is our safe haven, our strong tower. Okay? He's our defense, our shield, our buckler. All right, versus man, they can't help you because they can't help themselves, man. All right? Verse 9. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. Okay, and that's talking about, wicked men that are not in this truth, that's not serving Yahweh Hashem Shai. They're a vanity and a lie. Okay, to be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity. Okay. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. So you can't trust in your riches either. Okay? The Most High has spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto the Most High. Okay? So Yahweh Shai is in control of all things. Okay, he's even controlling these wicked ass men that you people are putting your trust in, but they work for him on the left-hand side. Okay, so it's better to put your trust in Yahweh Shai, who controls all things. All power is in his hands and in his only begotten son's hand. All right, so those were some benefits of trusting in Yahweh Shai and the consequences of trusting in man. So I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash, giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the elect, and to you brothers out there pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, and the Bible Ball. Shalom.